Hello and welcome back to Taipei Scooter Style. Today I have a new video for you. It's called North by Northwest. Starting out at the fruit stand down at the bottom of the mountain where I live and heading out Onkung Road. Going past my bus stop there, that's Da Mao Pu. Heading up past Jinxiu. We name places by their bus stop names out here in the countryside. And now heading out Onkung Road. Past the last gas station for a while. Towards the mountain road that leads to Baiji. Turn at the sausage stand. Cross the river. And head over the mountain. It's a great place to ride, close to home, narrow twisty roads, clean air. Up at the top of this mountain is a community where there used to be a coal mine. Still some people that live there, and there's a large temple. As we head down the other side, we'll be heading towards Sanxia, back into the urban side of New Taipei City. We've had pretty good weather so far, but as I got into downtown Sanxia, it began to rain. Then it was time to get on the rain gear, and I wore that the rest of the day. Crossing the bridge in Sanxia, heading towards Imge, which is across the river. Got to go past the entrance to the number 3 freeway there. And as you cross over the bridge, you can look down to the right and see piece of land that is occupied by some of Taiwan's Aboriginal people. The government's tried to evict them in the past, and the Aborigines have hung on. Hanging a left, instead of heading up to Taoyuan, I thought I would take a more rural route, so I'm now sort of paralleling the river. Funny how reflective the roads look when they're wet. It's raining pretty good, but it's a nice green highway with rice fields and trees on the side of the road. Be heading towards a big intersection in a moment. I'll have a decision to go left and head towards Dashi, or right back up to Taoyuan. And since I'm heading for the coast, over near the airport, I'll take the right to Taoyuan and head with this line of cars for a while before turning off. I guess that is a soy sauce factory that had some giant inflatable bottles at their gate. Pretty impressive. Not exactly sure the best route to take, so I'm using my GPS to figure out where I am. And what I find is a couple of Mormon missionaries. Not trying to convert me, just asking about the camera. Here you go. Defensive driving, Taipei style. Check this out. Now this is how you make a left-hand turn in Taiwan. Take note. Use the car in front of you as a block. But make sure you go when he does, or you'll be left out in the open when he finishes the turn. Taking the time to recoup my energies at 7-Eleven before heading off into this area where there's a lot of housing development taking place. So the rice fields are being turned into expensive apartments for whom I do not know, but they are being built. An interesting thing is the guys with the hoarders, these boards are all wearing masks. Can you see that? Yeah, this crew has got the transformer mask. I don't know what that says about the places that they're selling or their boss, but that's the style. So here we go. Abandoning the major road, lots of development, heading back into the farms. Fallow land on one side, rice on the other. And then it's factories on one side and canals and ponds on the other. And soon, factories on both sides. This is Taoyuan. Growing vegetables underneath clear plastic tarps, these long tubes, and avoiding some, who knows what that was, a sandbag and a safety cone in the road. More GPS, try to figure out where I'm going. Believe I'm heading for Zhongli, or at least in that direction right now. Look at these murals. Looks like they have kids from local elementary schools or something get out and do these designs. Here I'm in an industrial park. Factories on both sides. And when the big truck comes, you get out of the way. And you found out you're in the vivid industrial zone. What a name for an industrial zone. How about that line, huh? Those look like some foreign laborers from one of the factories nearby. Still no idea. Doesn't help that I keep taking these back roads along rice fields, though. If I took either direction on that road, I'd probably get somewhere faster. This one just looks more appealing. Thing is, though, you get to a fork and you gotta decide right or left at some point. I don't know which way I'm going right now. Let's try the right. So there's my loop around Zhongli. But I got the smell of the ocean now. The roads are straightening out, and I've got this pirate woman to follow. That's a sweater. I've never seen that for sale on the market. Now it's time for a 2-point turn, demonstrated in my best style. Check this out. Avoid the bike in the bike lane. Do a 90-degree turn. There we go. Sit in the box and watch as the bicyclists, scooter, and cement pumping truck lumber by. If you notice that large towers on the left with the netting, that's a golf driving range. And now I found a place selling modified scooters, so I thought I would get some photographs for the website. Look at that radiator on that one. I moved around to the back and, the Laban showed up. He said, hey, don't take pictures of the license plates. And I said, yeah, it's a public road. I don't think he understood me, nor did I really understand him, but we both got what we wanted. Look how much drier it is. Just a few miles down the road, we're in sunshine, and now as a band plays in the back of a blue truck to herald the visit of a god from a local temple, I found this, again, side road heading off who knows where. Avoid the big tanks with chemicals, and you find out that you're in the Aerotropolis area around the CKS Taoyuan International Airport. This has the feel of the industrial park and lots of mud on the road from the big trucks coming out. And here is the last expressway, the Shibing Expressway along the coast. And I believe I may have found a way to the water. Taiwan's famed west coast. And I guess I did not find that. I have to go and look somewhere else. Taiwan used to be quite defensive about its coasts, and so a lot of these areas really aren't developed for public access, as I am finding out. Here's another attempt. And another failure. Lovely brick farmhouse. Once again. Maybe. Let's give it a try. Ooh, what's this? A concrete barrier pushed out of the way. Pushing through the sand dune. Oh, and a patch of sand. Got my feet off the platform. Just catch me in case I tip over there. Aha, and there it is. The Great Wall of Taiwan's ocean. Here we go. The wall's down, and now I can see that it's just garbage, rocks, and mud flats. Must be low tide, but the garbage is at high tide. That's not quite appealing, so I think I'm going to look for one more place. At least one more. Who knows? But I seem to have gotten off the path, heading toward the airport here. So I've got to flip back down to the coast. And back up on the expressway. That's a bridge on the left over the mouth of a river that runs through the airport. God knows what's in that water. Here we go. Looks appealing? Yes. Garbage, paved road, an old sofa, building materials, burned things. I have found the ocean. The West Coast. The reason why we go to the East Coast. So a pillbox for the century along the beach, mud flats, power lines, lots of things that float, setting sun, a river flowing into the ocean, and a traveler with a god looking over his shoulder. So I stop into the temple to dry my eyes, get ready for the road back to Taipei. There you can see the walk that I took out in the mud. Heading up the northwest coast toward this power plant, which is right next to the ocean, so its cooling water can be released into the ocean. Covered by an expressway. There you go. Google Earth view. Quite a bit of water on the lens. As we go past these windmills, you can just make them out. Some of those valleys on the right up into the Linkou Highlands are nice rides for another day. Avoid the cars going the wrong direction. See the coast is getting a pretty good thrashing from those waves. There's a typhoon passing just south of Taiwan on this day. That's one of the reasons why there's such an active storm taking place. So here I'm outside the Bali Fun World. That's a water park. Not the day I want to go splash in the slide, but I'll take a look at the sky. Looks good. But I'm heading for that mountain off in the distance. That's Kuanyin Mountain. I saw the sun shining on its green shoulders a minute ago, so I'm going to follow the traffic signs to get up there before the sun goes down. And what I found was this is a great road. Wide, smooth, nice views, little traffic, nice twisty curves. A little bit of elevation, so my 150 is bogging down a bit, but nimble enough to dodge the banana leaves. There you go, an overview of the whole Kuanyin Mountain area. Really just looking for somewhere to pull off and get a view, and I found it on this little road. I think it's heading off to a trailhead. Looks like a rest area with a busted up roof and some chairs to sit in. Serves my purpose to look out at the sky. But actually, not much to see. It was a bit cloudy. So I thought I would go down a little bit lower. And lo and behold, got a view. So pull out the phone, work up the camera. fire off a couple of snaps before the water fritzes out my camera. Now back on the road, it's getting darker. Gonna be heading down to Wugu, part of New Taipei City on the banks of the Danshui River, and head up to the Guandu Bridge. But right now I got this twisty road down below the mountains. Check out this scooter. Okay, so he passes me in that car in a pretty casual passing situation. Good on him. But check out this one. Alright, there we go. Blind corner, but the lights are on so you can see the car that's coming, but clearly that guy was passing into a car. Oncoming car. A lesson on how not to do it. So quickly we passed from the countryside to some small factories, and now we're into Wugu, looking pretty much like every other place in New Taipei City. Now heading up the coast, you can see the estuary, the river widening out there, just north of Taipei City. Now here's the entrance to the Guandu Bridge. Most of this trip was spent on the left bank of the Danshui River, that's the western side. It's now crossing over back to the east, back to Taipei City. But before I do that, got this harrowing bridge crossing, no bike lane, 2 lanes, lots of cars, dark, very wet. Now, crossing the pass at Guandu, before making the dash along Dadulu. When I first got here, Dadulu was kind of mythical as being the place where guys went out on their scooters and showed off their speed credentials. So I thought I'd give you an at-speed view of Dadulu as we head back to Beito and prepare to finish up the video. Before I reached home, I'd gone 176 kilometers on this road. Got about 3 hours of video and 1 nail in my back tire. I think driving through that beach area probably wasn't a great idea, but it's a good ride and I recommend it. Taiwan's North by Northwest on scooter for Taipei Scooter Style.